Welcome to episode 35 of the Rebel Army podcast, the official podcast of Cork City Football Club, and we're back for a Christmas special. We're back. We took a little break. Joined as always by Mr. Howie. How are you?
Not too bad, Stephen. How are you?
You getting ready for Santa?
Nearly there, yeah. And by nearly there, I mean not nearly there at all, but sure, look. It's Christmas.
Most men probably haven't even started.
Oh, Christmas Eve. Yep, that's the purpose of Christmas Eve in my eyes.
We took a little break. It's been busy though. There's been a lot
Very
going
busy, yeah. It's fun. Like, we'd always have people saying, what do you do then when the season ends? It's busier when the season ends.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually less to do when there's matches on.
So if we recap, since the last time we were on, the last one was Dermot, which we got a good response from.
Brilliant response, yeah.
There was a lot of kind of clues and stuff that has happened already with kits coming out, with announcements of events, all these different things, which we'll probably talk about through the podcast. But I suppose the first thing that happened straight after that was the anniversary night.
Yeah, that was like the end of season awards type thing as well. We had the Players of the Year. We were in the Clayton for that. It was an enjoyable night, actually. Wasn't it? I know you were there as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the award winners, for those who don't know, was Charlie Lyons got the Men's Player of the Year.
Well deserved.
Absolutely. Cahill got the Young Player of the Year. Again, very well deserved.
And he wasn't there to collect it because he was with the Irish team.
Yeah, he was on international
19s.
duty, which highlights the year he's had.
It's great for his dad, though, to go up and pick up the award. And
yeah, exactly. For him to be represented there anyway was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then on the women's side, Niamh Cotter got the Young Player of the Year.
Right.
Hugely deserved. And Colleen Kennedy O'Connell got the Player of the Year.
And she was great for City last year.
Absolutely, yeah. Remember we had her on the pod earlier in the season as well, and really good episode about why she came to Cork and moved to Cork, and how she ended up signing for Cork City, which was a bit of a funny one. But she loved it here. She had a great season, and again, hugely deserved for her to win that.
Yeah, and you could see even on the night, like, she loves the place.
Oh, she does. And the husband's from Cork as well, which probably helps. She probably has to love the place.
I know she met him in the US, but you know, I'd imagine it brings both our loves together, like, you know.
Absolutely,
like, you know, the family life and I suppose the football all in the same city. She doesn't have to be somewhere else in Europe or back in the US. Or
exactly,
wherever,
or trying to figure out what next. Yeah. Like, they're in Cork, they have a setup. Do you know what I mean?
And she loves. I think she loves being around a lot of the younger players as well. And I got from her when we were talking to her that time that, you know, she acts as a bit of a mentor to some of the younger players as well. Yeah,
you can tell that because it's such a young squad. Like, Colleen isn't an old player by any stretch of the imagination, but herself, Ciara Mack, Becky Caston are probably the most senior players who are all under 30. You know what I mean?
It's not like Greg Bulger with like Cahill. Like,
I know,
where he's old enough to be his dad.
It's literally, they're the old experienced players, but they're 27,
they're all in their 20s, it's mad. Like, pure difference. But, and of course, on the night, we had the Frank and Walters, and they surprised everyone. Well, you know, you weren't surprised, but they came in on the brand new away kits.
They're lovely bright orange jerseys. Yeah. Inspired by, for people who didn't have the context on that, that was their thing is they play their gigs in orange shirts with their black ties. So
I wonder how that even started.
I have no idea. And you know what? In all this time, like, we've obviously been meeting them and dealing with them a lot over the last couple of weeks about that and about the jersey. Never even asked about how it happened. It was just a case of we'll do it based on that.
We'll have to get the lads in. I know they're City fans. Like, we'll have to get the two boys in or something.
Definitely, 100%. And I think they'd be happy to do it. But yeah, there was a really good reaction to that, actually. Better reaction to that than the home jersey, which is kind of 2 years in a row now. We've had kind of probably wacky away jerseys like the blue and pink last year, which we've never done before. And there was a brilliant reaction to that. And then this year the orange has been flying out. Kids are loving it.
So tell me, all that stuff is now in the shop, it's online. Are you seeing any trends, like, in terms of like who's buying what? Like, you know, are you getting orders from overseas or anything like that?
Yeah, do you know what? We're talking about the jerseys, but to be honest, since we were last here, everything has launched. So like the full Rebel Army clothing
shop
range.
Looks well, in fairness. No, I was in my Pat and I had to look around.
We were all in there. It was very much all hands on deck in Bishopstown and the shop, getting boxes over and stuff on hangers.
And the shop got a small bit of a makeover as well, didn't it?
It did. We had kind of had to add a bit of a stock room to the back because we have so much. So we put in a new wall. Is that what
happened? I was wondering.
We put in a new wall and the till got moved from one side to the other. So we kind of have more. Yeah. We had a tiny little, people probably would have seen it. It was almost like a wardrobe type setup out the back. It was a really, really small room. Whereas now we've a bit of space, which we already could probably do with more space because we just have so much stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is launched. We've got, so there's 3 training, like there's kind of 3 of each thing, if you know what I mean. There's the players, the managers, and the academy. So, well, the players, the coaches, and the academy. So 3 training jerseys, 3/4 zips. Then there's stuff like the rain jackets, tracksuit pants, padded jackets like I have on at the minute. You can probably hear it. It's very loud. Managers jackets, polo shirts, crew necks. We literally have a full range. So it's kind of, you know, in previous years, you have, like when we were with Adidas, you'd have all your Adidas tracksuits or whatever, and you just kind of launched the jerseys.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've launched everything.
Which is nice, like, yeah.
So it's probably hard to even get a gauge on so far what kind of people are loving the most, because a lot of people are, because of the whole range, they're buying a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not a case of, I have a pants, I'll get a jersey this time. It's kind of, I want everything. Do you know what I mean? So, which is good. And to be fair, the feedback on the quality and the design and stuff has been good, so we're happy with that. Funnily enough, myself and Dermot were in Munich last week, 2 weeks ago, at a trade show, meeting suppliers and stuff like that. And we're already deep into work on the 2026 stuff. So
brilliant.
We're really and this is like not even jerseys, but like the training range, the jackets, the variations and stuff. So we're really like, it's a long term. This wasn't a, you know, we'll try it for a year kind of thing. It's like, we're doing this. And the stuff for 2026 that we've seen, we're happy with, but obviously like that's another while away because we need to sign off on all that kind of thing. But yeah, we're already like, just because the work has finished now and getting this stuff into the shop, that's not that, you know,
but
there's a lot more to come.
I'd say from your point of view as well as the kind of the designer, this is your, like, I suppose it must be heaven for you in many ways, kind of being involved in designing something and not giving a generic kind of graphic from a big sports brand.
Exactly. Like, as great as say last year's Adidas stuff was, we were limited in like
what you could do.
We designed them within the constraints of Adidas's what they had available to us. I think they were still good. Like, they were still,
they were brilliant.
Whatever. But obviously with our own stuff, and this year, not that next year would be mad stuff, but this year it's kind of toned down. Like, I would say, like, year 1, it was just a case of get it right. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not bad jerseys or anything like that. Stuff is nice, but it was just a case of, let's launch this. Let's have a nice jersey, nice training gear, whatever. Whereas the more we go into it,
you'll try different things.
Exactly. Like, and we can expand on it a bit more. We can have more. You'd see on the home jerseys this year, something we couldn't do with the Adidas was there's a little pattern on it, you know, in the fabric, like a really faint, soft pattern. So we can do stuff like that, which we just couldn't do before. You could do Adidas's patterns, like you were saying, but there wasn't, like, we didn't have full freedom. But yeah, that's kind of, I've got normally 5 or 6 years worth of ideas between home, away, third, retro, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of, we just kind of narrow it down and decide what we actually want to use now.
Yeah, but it's exciting at the same time. Like,
very, and as you were saying, look, I love this stuff. So I can see it. Kind of what I wanted to do. Like, I don't love the stock management side of it. The design side of it, I love. But yeah, it's all part of it at the minute.
And like, in terms of what's more popular at the moment, the home or the away?
The home, no matter what, your home is always going to be more popular because people know it's like that's what you're going to wear.
Yeah.
Like, but the away has been popular. The away the last 2 years, I think, have been more popular than previous away jerseys. Again, because those were templated, like bog standard templates with a city crest on. But yeah, no, both have been popular. The training jersey has been popular. You know, the kind of blue with
it's nice actually. Yeah.
Mad kind of kaleidoscope-ish design on the front. Wouldn't have called it a kaleidoscope. I saw someone online call that, so I've robbed that now. That's how I'm describing it. But yeah, they're all, to be fair, everything is, the only thing that hasn't been selling massively is the big puffy manager's jacket, but those are big, expensive jackets. Those are never going to be your number one sellers, you know what I mean? But that's okay.
They could be going on over the weekend, I'd say, for Christmas gift suits, yeah.
I was out trying to do a bit of Christmas shopping yesterday and it was very cold. I could have done with one of them.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and funnily enough, we often get colder weather, which we all remember at the start of the season just gone. Like, March can be freezing, like, you know.
That's when you need your winter gear going to the cross. Yeah.
Usually the start of the year is actually colder than the end of the year, so get your get your city coats for the start of the season.
ccfc.ie/shop.
To be honest, even Turner's Cross can be cold in the summer, never mind.
Oh, it's mad, yeah. And I know I always bang on about the gantry and the box on top of the stand, but in the summer, it's like a microwave.
Yeah.
And when it's cold, it's like it's like a freezer. It's, oh my God, you'd be freezing, you'd be shivering up there. But that being said, I'd much rather be cold at Turner's Cross watching a match than not be watching a match.
That's true. That's true.
Counting down the days till that's back.
And speaking of matches, there was a big week this week because the fixtures came out.
It's like Christmas coming early when the fixtures are coming, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was a nice one to kick off on on Valentine's Day. A bit of an old romance coming back.
There'll obviously be a lot of
an old lover,
love puns and stuff like that in the build-up, because of course they will, and I will obviously use them as well.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure who I wanted on the first day. I was kind of leaning towards a Shells or a Pats, because obviously you couldn't get Shamrock Rovers or Bows. But I'm very happy with Galway at home. I think I would have liked Waterford at home as well.
Yeah.
No matter what, I wanted to be at home. But I think obviously there'd be a bit of a
plus we're familiar with them as well. It wasn't that long ago we were playing them on a regular basis as well. Like, so, you know, so like I suppose they'll probably bring a decent travelling support as well.
Definitely, yeah. And we'll obviously have a big home crowd, just again because it's that first day of the season. Like, you just expect close to a sellout, I would say.
Yeah, so no, I think it will be. And the fact it's on Valentine's Day, there'll be a lot of couples at it.
Hopefully, yeah. No doubt we'll have some sort of...
I'm bringing you on a date.
Yeah, we'll have some sort of...
we'll have to do a special in the corner flag with...
blind date, yeah. You know, we might do something, yeah. Halftime, forget the crossbar challenge at halftime. We'll do a halftime blind date or something, we'll call them.
First date's Turner's Cross.
Oh, don't give us any ideas now. Don't give us content
There's
ideas.
There's definitely a lot of stuff
that.
happening there. Yeah. Don't break our hearts, Johnny C.
We'll do. I'm sure the lads will have the pre-match playlist. The music will be... There'll be a team with the music before the game.
One Kiss and everything by Julie Band.
Absolutely, yeah. I look forward to that now, actually. That'll be very good.
Yeah. And that's only... What's that? That's only about 7 or 8 weeks.
Is it? Yeah.
Must be. Yeah, I'd say about 8 weeks.
Yeah, sure. We're nearly at the end of December now. Mid-December anyway.
So that's the big standout. And then the first away fixture is against the European Giants.
There's a lot of things I'd call them. I don't know if the European Giants is one of them. The first away game is that crowd up in Tala, yeah.
Well, they're defeated now, so it's not undefeated.
Oh, thank God. That's why we put off the podcast. That's why we haven't had one. I didn't want to have to talk about that.
To be fair to them, they have put us on the map. No,
I have obviously been having a bit of banter online about it. I do that anyway. But no, look, it's been brilliant, and it's brilliant to see for the league.
I saw you putting up a Chelsea flag. Yes.
I see. I have a few buddies up there, and I know a lot of them follow me as well. So like, if I can annoy 2 people, brilliant, mission success for me. But look, it has been brilliant, and I actually, to be fair, I put up a few positive things about it as well. It has been really good.
And it's given attention. Like, I mean, I saw Shea Given talking there about the League of Ireland and how it's, you know, Rovers are not just representing themselves, they're representing the league, and, you know, it's them on the back of, I suppose, Damien Duff's profile. It's kind of fitting that it's all around Chelsea kind of in many ways, but it's put a spotlight on
massively. It has, and that's what we want. I know it's, as much as we don't want it to be Shamrock Rovers, we'd much prefer if it was Cork City doing it. Yeah. Look, it's coverage of the League of Ireland, which the country was starved of for a long time. So, any bit of coverage is good for it, and especially something like this where it's on. They're being talked about on the likes of Sky Sports News now all the time and stuff like that. And
they're going to be playing in the new year as well.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing, and I don't know, I'll never get past this. How are they not selling out Tala?
I'm like, they were showing the highlight reel there on TNT. And I was like, you know, because you kind of want to see what the English media are going to say about them. And I'm looking and I'm saying, how come their stadium is not full?
I can't get, like, I know now the Europa Conference League, if you're a Chelsea or whoever, to them it's almost like...
And even Chelsea's ground was fairly full last night. Looking at that.
In the grand scheme of things, to them, they're kind of like, we're playing these games because we have to play these games, that kind of thing. But like, I would say for Cork City, but I think for any other League of Ireland club, to be honest, no matter who you're playing in that, you'll sell out your ground.
Oh, you will, yeah.
Like, that's now, obviously, that's not taken away from what they've achieved, that's brilliant, but I just, anytime I see a picture or a video and it's not full, I'm like...
And I know now...
How, we'd have, like, if it was us, we'd have a waiting list. We'd have people outside the cross
You
trying to get
probably
in.
have to move from Turner's Cross for
well,
a big
probably,
game
yeah,
like that.
but I couldn't get over that. Mad.
No, I was like, look, they're going to be playing in January. No, that's the only thing as well. Like, they might be a bit tired coming into February.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're only going to get a few weeks.
Brilliant.
You know, because
Take any advantage you can
they
get.
really
yeah.
can take a massive breather. They couldn't all along. They'll probably go off now for a week or two.
I
and come
haven't
back.
seen who they have in the next round. I don't know if it's a winnable one.
I
Or
presume it's maybe that'd be I don't know if the draw was even made.
I wouldn't pay attention. I'd only
Yeah,
see it
yeah.
when someone's talking about it online or something
Yeah.
like. But
Basically, it's the last 32. I know. It's
in a
not,
way,
it's
you
a
nearly
playoff.
want them to have an easy one that they get through, because then they'll definitely have to stay focused the whole time, and
Yeah.
they'll have to keep working right through.
They'll have loads of money, you know.
I know.
You'd be jealous of that part, like. But you look, it's hopefully this Conference League is something that maybe we'll be in a few years' time.
I've no
because-
doubt we will. Yeah.
because it's looking like, in fairness to UEFA, they get a lot of complaints and stuff, but they've created something that the smaller countries can definitely get a chance of competing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I was saying there to a big Premier League club like Chelsea or whatever, it's kind of like another competition they have to fulfill fixtures in, but it's also a competition that to a lot of clubs, it's huge. Like West Ham won it a couple of years ago, and
And
they're singing champions of Europe and everything. But you get it though, because to a smaller club,
well,
not
West Ham
are
are
a small
going to win
club,
the
but
Champions League, like anytime
exactly,
soon.
yeah.
Like.
But it's brilliant to have that, and for the League of Ireland Irish clubs, you have Champions League to strive for, Europa League.
Yeah, like but
Conference
Fiorentina are in it, like.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like they're not a small club.
Not by any means, yeah.
You know.
So it is brilliant from that point of view. Just loosely related to their European exploits. Opening their league season against Bowes at the Aviva.
Yeah, like first of all, anyway, they obviously had to fix those fixtures, or did they know them in advance? Like, so how did they know they were going to be the first game of the season?
They probably did that intent. Like, I don't see any problem with them
Yeah,
picking that and doing that.
Yeah.
I think someone was saying on Twitter, I don't know how true this is, but some of the games in Dublin, like some teams can't play at home at the same time anyway, so they already have to be managed to an extent.
that
because
happens in other
guards and
countries as
stuff
well.
like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
But the overall concept of it, I've seen people, particularly fans of the Dublin clubs, really giving out about it. That it's like it's just a bit of a notions thing, you know. But I actually, to be honest,
I think it's a good
I
idea.
like it.
The only
I'll probably try and go to it. It's on a Sunday. Like, I think it's an interesting one.
I presume it'll be on TV.
Probably wouldn't be in favour of doing it every year unless there was a yearly curtain raiser where it's different clubs every year.
Yeah,
Like, say next year it was us against Pats or something like, you know, us against Shells, something like that. I definitely don't want it to become an annual thing for just Shamrock Rovers and Bowes. That's probably a bit unfair. But
We
now,
could do
there's
it.
been no indication that that is going to happen. But
next year we'll do it at Parky Queeve.
I know, yeah, Cove will get promoted and it'll be us and Cove in Marky Grieve to kick the season off. But yeah, overall, I don't hate it. I know people were giving out about it online, but
If you were to use Parky Queeve, you could probably still use the stands in League of Ireland, can't you? Because they're not all. It's not all Cedar Stadium.
oh, you definitely go. Have you seen some of the places in the first division? My God,
So
absolutely you could.
So
Marky
we
Grieve,
could
yeah.
have 45,000 at a League of Ireland match in Cork.
I've spent enough time when Cabinteely were in the league. Oh God,
Actually,
their
come to
media
think of it now,
area
yeah.
was a bar behind the goal, so I had to be inside a bar behind a window in a building watching a match from behind the goal and trying.
It is a nice bar, though. Yeah,
It is, but like I don't want to be in there. Do you know what I mean? So
it feels like a GA club.
if you're,
club.
yeah, it feels like a clubhouse. Like, so if you're allowed, if that's a first division stadium, yeah, we can absolutely use terraces
Yeah.
in Parky Queeve if needed.
So there's no. You can go where you want. Like,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of like if we were playing in Europe, obviously we can't use the two ends. Like,
yeah, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Who else have we in that league? Yeah, so then we're Bowes, I think, after that, is it? After Rovers away. So Rovers away, then Bowes at home.
Yeah, I know there's Rovers and Bowes in the first five, but I think it's also Galway, Sligo, and Drogheda. Not 100% sure of the order on that, but as far as first five go, that's
Yeah.
not that bad, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm just happy more than anything that it's a home game first, because you want to capitalise on the off-season build-up.
And do we finish with Derry at home as well?
Derry at home, yeah. I'm not saying a word.
20 years on.
20 years on, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Yeah, yeah. No comment.
Yeah, so the history repeat itself. Well, I hope the shed don't fall down anyway, but anyway, that's a different thing.
I know. Our 2017, we had them second last day, and
That's well, we won. Yeah.
the Derrynan fell down literally. So
So we won 2 leagues.
well, we won it against them in 2017, but that wasn't the last game.
No, but we won the league.
We
that
won
night,
it against them at the Cross. Yeah,
with a draw.
a thrilling 0-0 draw.
So we just about got
Yeah.
over the line after weeks of waiting. Yeah. So that was that one. So the last 2 we've won when we played Derry.
Yeah, I've already texted the lads at Derry about this, saying prepare yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we have Shells second last game at the Cross, or Shells away.
Shells away or something.
Shells are.
Yeah.
I think. No, I think it could be our second last home game.
The June Bank Holiday weekend at home. And we're playing them on the 3rd of October at home as well.
Second last home game. So
Yeah. And then we have Waterford on Easter Monday.
yeah. I think we've Waterford and Drogheda both on 2 Mondays, one
Yeah.
home, one away each. I think.
Yeah. So there's
It's great. I get the fixtures. The fixtures come out at 12. I got them at 9. So
you got
I
them
had.
in advance to get your little designs.
I was able to process what was happening and when it was happening, and
Yeah, Waterford is our second away match as well. So a lot of people go down to that on the 3rd of March as well, I'd say. Down the
that'll
road,
be good. Yeah,
you know. So yeah, there's a lot to look
it's
forward
interesting to see Waterford put up. They had this big post up about how 4 games against Cork City this year. They're all excited to see us, isn't it? Very nice. 2 sellouts for them.
Yeah. They're probably delighted.
Oh, delighted. We're just glad to have a short away trip.
They missed us.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it'll be exciting, and obviously there'll be new faces, and we have a couple of our own.
Yeah, we've had a few so far. Yeah, we've had
we got a new Dutch signing.
Tane Trost, goalkeeper.
We got 2 keepers.
We did Conor Brand as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've met Conor. I haven't met Tane yet.
Is he here or no?
Nah, he could be now. I haven't been in Bishopstown the last couple of days, but
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. 2 goalkeepers. We've signed Benny Couto, left back. He was Portuguese fella from the UK.
Yeah. He was playing with a decent club over there, was he?
He came through the academy at Oldham, I think it was.
Yeah,
And then he had been linked with a big move to Wolves and then ended up going somewhere else. But he's come in. Who else do we have? Alex Nolan from Pats. That's
Yeah.
a big signing. He would have been sort of in demand. There's a lot of clubs looking at him. I heard talk of Sligo were looking at him. Can't remember who else, but he was one of those. Remember, I saw a tweet. It was like one of the transfer pages. This club, looking at Alex Nolan. And I'm thinking to myself, why is his signing graphic done? Like so.
So you know what was happening.
Who else is? Yeah, I think that's.
It's been quiet enough.
We've had a
so
few
far.
re-signings. We've obviously had a few departures as well.
Yeah. Which I think we kind of did. We go through the departures. I think the last time
We did. I think when we were here. Yeah.
And most of the re-signings were kind of nearly done. I think at that stage. Like so.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more to be announced as well now over maybe the next couple of days. So yeah, we're getting there.
So we'll have another Dutch player, another Portuguese, and a Portuguese player. So we're getting a bit of an international flavour.
I know we had a couple of Swedish players a couple of years ago. Remember, so we had a few.
Yeah.
But that's 2 Dutch players we have now as well. Actually,
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sure both are delighted with our
Malik is
orange
new
away
friend.
jerseys.
Yeah, well, it is very. That's what it
Very
reminds me
Dutch,
of. One of the Dutch jerseys.
Yeah,
Not
very nice.
not the 88 type of jersey, but in recent times, like when they were in the World Cup final, I think
There was one of them that had a black collar and black logos and stuff.
Kind of, I could visualize kind of Robin van Persie wearing it or something like.
Yeah.
So no, it's do you know what? It's interesting when you get a player in, and is he on loan as well? Tane, is he?
He's on loan till
From
the summer.
a Nordvisa side, isn't
Yeah.
he?
He
from
was
NAC Breda, is it? Or
Yeah,
something?
that's it. Yeah. He was he wasn't their first choice keeper, but he was in most of their match day squads. Like he was Premier Division player in the Netherlands. Like
And how how did that come about? I wonder.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I know
yeah.
what Dermot was talking about. They're using this transfer thing, this platform
Yeah,
for clubs.
I actually haven't a notion how it came about, but from seeing the reaction of those Breda fans and other people who know what he's like, he seems to be a very good goalkeeper. So he's one to be excited about, I would say.
I'm sure he's coming here to get a game. That's what
Absolutely,
he's,
yeah.
he's not coming here
he
to
wouldn't
make
be
up
coming
numbers.
here.
Like.
Yeah, he wouldn't be coming here as lovely as Cork is.
Yeah,
He's not coming just to have a look at Patrick Street. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wants to be a footballer playing every week, which is good. We needed a goalkeeper anyway. We have 2 goalkeepers now, so
no, that's good.
yeah.
I know there was a couple of lads. I suppose Cian Murphy left, which I don't know if we'd kind of. He's both Cian and Jack Doherty are gone
Gone to
down,
Cove.
Gone to
yeah,
Cove.
Yeah, and the rumour mill on Twitter is saying there's more going, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So that
We'll see.
so
Obviously, best of luck to them.
best of luck to them. And look, they were great for us as well. Like it's not just about individual players; it's a team unit, a
Absolutely,
squad.
and obviously not just best of luck to them. Best of luck to everyone who's gone into wherever they will end up.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's one to keep an eye on over the next few weeks. Anyway,
I'm sure Tim's not finished in the transfer market.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, because like with a good few lads leaving, there's a few gaps in the squad that I'm sure people are waiting. And I know you see a lot of people
Gaps that
putting
who
up
want
on
to plug,
Twitter
yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Any new signings?
Oh, everything gets replied to. It's
Yeah.
any signings instead. No.
Yeah. So, but it is I'd imagine. When did they officially start pre-season training?
I think it's early in January. I don't know, is it the 2nd or something? I could have made that
Kind
up.
of like
It's early.
pre-season.
Yeah, they're in doing gym stuff and they're working with
Yeah.
coaches now. But actual preseason training, like as far as I know, on the pitch, the real stuff, is early January.
Any sign of friendlies?
There's a few. We haven't announced them yet, but people have noticed that there are things popping up in the FAI Connect app.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is with announcing. We'll probably wait till we have the full whack of
Until the full whack. Yeah.
friendlies lined up, and then we'll announce it. But they're in place, they're sorted, and they will be happening in January.
Yeah, like they'll have a short enough running. Like if they're coming back in early January and then they're playing mid-February. Like so.
Yeah, 14th February.
Be
Yeah,
full
yeah.
on from then
That'll
on.
creep up. I know we give out that it's a very long off season, but at the same time, as long as it is, it also creeps up on you very quickly.
Ah, well, yeah, like you'll be just no sooner over Christmas, and the next
Yeah.
thing you'll be.
Especially when we're busy, kind of, off the pitch in the office and stuff, we're
Yeah.
sorting merchandise stuff or whatever. We will also have a third jersey to come in
When is that
January.
going out?
January, February-ish.
Very good.
So there's a lot of that stuff that needs to be sorted, and then before you know it, again, we're back at Turner's Cross on a Friday night, which is great.
But in the meantime, there's another event as well. There's another comedy night, is there?
There's 2 events we've announced, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's 3 events really.
3 events, yeah.
So there's the comedy night on the 16th of January. We're back at the Everyman.
Yeah.
5 different comedians this time. There is Ross Brown, Bernard Casey, Enya Martin, Al Porter, and Willa White. Similar thing. If anyone was at the last one, I think everyone enjoyed the last one. So that's kind of what you're.
And then
But yeah,
there's the second event.
the other one then is, so we actually announced this yesterday, was the Italian 90 event. 2 Italian 90 events. So pretty much the majority of the Italian 90 squad are kind of going to be doing a kind of a sit down, almost a bit podcasty really, where there'll be a host asking them questions, that kind of stuff about just Italian 90 as a whole, the matches, the memories, the experience.
35 years on.
35 years on, yeah.
That was before you were born, anyway.
Bit before my time, yeah.
remember it.
I know some of the names.
I was there. Well, I wasn't there, but I remember it.
But that is on the 14th of March in the RDS Concert Hall. And on that Sunday then, that sort of Paddy's weekend, Sunday the 16th at the Cork Opera House. So you can get tickets for that and the comedy night at rebelarmyevents.com.
Brilliant. I mean, like, look, it's Dermot kind of mentioned it in the last time we had him on. Like, they were going to continue with more and more events under the Rebel Army brand, and I suppose it fits with the clothing, with the from the kits to the jackets, that it's City is becoming this bigger entity. Like,
Yeah, and I think people have seen, if you've been to any of the events, there was obviously our podcast at the Opera House, there was the comedy night, the Clayton event, stuff like that. Like, the events we do them to a good standard. Like, do you know what I mean?
I enjoyed.
They're enjoyable events.
I enjoyed the night in the Clayton. No, I thought it was a good night.
The
Yeah.
production, the visuals, the sound, and stuff like that is quite good. So that's, as you said, Dermot said he wants to do more of that, and I think this Italian 91 it's actually quite a big, like, that's a really big and good lineup. Like, there's a lot of Irish legends coming there. If you haven't seen it, some of the names like Mick McCarthy, Tony Cascarino, Niall Quinn.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Ray Houghton, Ronnie Whelan,
Kevin Sheedy.
Kevin Moran,
Yeah.
Packy Bonner. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of really big names going there, so that'll be a really enjoyable one. As I said,
a nice
in
Christmas
Dublin,
present for someone.
Exactly,
there,
yeah.
And like, I know we have people living up in Dublin as well. So
100%, yeah.
You know,
and you know what? It's not even it's not a Cork City event.
No.
There's actually nothing to do with Cork City. So this is appealing to a wider audience of football fans, Ireland fans, Premier League fans who would have watched these players play for Premier League clubs.
We've said, and some people won't like the idea of us embracing the general football fan, but you can take advantage of the general football fan as well, in terms of like there's a huge appetite for football in this country.
And the thing
they
is
don't
as
talk
well,
about the League of Ireland, not yet.
yeah, that's why you're doing it, is because you want to get them interested and talking about, oh geez, look, that event was a Cork City event.
Yeah, but
watch a bit
subliminally
of Cork
the
City.
branding is going to be around as well.
Exactly, and you get those general football fans and you slowly convert them into League of Ireland fans.
Yeah.
Hopefully Cork City fans, but definitely League of Ireland fans. Speaking of League of Ireland, actually, LOI TV.
Oh yeah, that's
Big
a big
relaunch.
change. No, so it's Premier Sports are after taking it over, aren't they?
Yeah, so essentially, like, really not a whole lot changes other than it's hosted on Premier Sports video and streaming platform, which is a better platform and should be.
But
in
does
theory.
that go on your Sky box then, or like
Yeah,
that?
so you can get now on your Android TV, Apple TV. I'm not sure about Sky, but you can actually get an LOI TV app. So they've built an app. A lot of people before were casting it from a laptop or
Yeah,
sticking in the
it's not
HDMI
a-
cable, and it was
The
kind of
user
an
experience
extra.
wasn't the greatest. Like,
Yeah, it was kind of like an extra layer of work. Whereas
Yeah.
now, it's a dedicated app, be it on your phone, your laptop, your
Yeah.
TV, whatever it is. Again, being streamed on a better platform, so it should, in theory, not that there were massive stability issues last year. I know there were in the early days, but the last couple of years have been much better. This should be better again, and even better again is the pricing. Like,
it's cheaper.
€99 a year is
Very good.
phenomenal for what you're getting. Men's, women's, and men's Premier, women's Premier, and men's First Division.
But also, the other offer I think is a great idea too, the monthly subscription.
Netflix style, yeah.
Because that's what people are used to.
It's a bit what the MLS, similar to what the MLS are doing with Apple TV. Like, you pay monthly,
Yeah.
like you do for any
Because
other.
you don't even know us.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you do for any other subscription. But I remember last year they launched at 120, and I was thinking, geez, that's very cheap. And now 99, I'm like, how are they doing it? Like, I don't know how it makes sense.
They're going
But
for bigger numbers, I presume.
yeah, and the numbers, look, we'd go on calls with the FAI and we're shown the numbers of sign-ups, unique users accounts. Obviously, those aren't made public, but there's been massive. I know we all talk about the growth in League of Ireland. There has been massive growth, which is, look, it's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, we have a lot more viewers on our away games than our
Yeah.
home games, because we could have 4,000 or 5,000 people at Turner's Cross. Like,
Yeah, sure, like you're not going to be watching it, like, yeah.
yeah. But do you know what? To be honest, even if you only watch your club, not just Cork City, but if you only watch your club's away games, it's 18 away games, €99 for the year. It's still incredible. Like,
Yeah.
for 36 games, it's incredible value. For 18 games, it's incredible value.
No, it's brilliant.
And there's freebies thrown in there as well, like the President's Cup, stuff like that. Like, it is really impressive what they've done.
I
And
think you
it's,
can buy per match as well if you want it.
you can pay per match. You can get 24-hour passes.
Yeah.
I actually think a 24-hour pass works out the same as a monthly pass. So, like,
Yeah, you might as well just get them more.
exactly,
more, like, yeah.
yeah.
But that could be another thing people could get as a gift for someone. was it?
Absolutely, yeah. But to be fair to the FAI and the league, and you'd imagine Premier Sports as well, like, they're trying things. You can have your one-off pass and your game pass, but there are so many ways now for someone to get into watching the League of Ireland, be it
Yeah.
for a week, a day, a month, a match, a season. It's brilliant. And
And on top of that, then the likes of Virgin and RT,
Yeah.
are, you know, they're covering.
and TG Cahir, and I would, to be honest, expect that. I haven't even heard this, but when you see the amount of viewers games got last year, the crowds, the coverage, and again going back to Shamrock Rovers in Europe, I'd imagine there'd probably be a bit of a rush from those companies to show more, because they know there's an appetite there.
And isn't there
So-
a new football show starting on a kind of a soccer AM style type?
There
thing?
is, yeah, and we're a part of that. We've done a bit of work with them. I think it's airing from January through to March.
That'd be nice before the start of the
It
season.
will, and again, it all like plays into building it up. So, the clubs, I think I say we as clubs, not just Cork City, we've all been doing a really good job the last couple of years in terms of growing it online and promoting it ourselves. But the FAI, not that they haven't been promoting it, but they've kind of upped what they've been doing. The league as a whole has upped it. The national media, the broadcasters have really kind of kicked on as well, which is exciting. I'm saying it for ages, but we're really close to something great with the League of Ireland, and
Yeah.
we're getting closer and closer, which is very exciting for League of Ireland fans and for Cork City fans.
It's an exciting time. I'd be honest, like following the club a long time, but I never remember the kind of excitement that there is, the anticipation about going back into the Premier Division, because definitely we had a bit of FOMO last year because the league was bubbling so much. I never saw the exposure that it was getting, and we weren't there. One of the biggest clubs in the country, and we weren't there. Like, it felt like that we were definitely missing out on something. So we're looking forward to going back into the mix.
Yeah, I think in the past there have been sort of, if you look at Dundalk in Europe, us in 2017, probably stuff in the mid-2000s, I just don't remember it. But anytime there's been a bit of excitement and media coverage and media buzz, it's kind of been almost like a sprint, not a marathon, like a little couple of weeks period where there's coverage, whereas last year it was March to November.
There's a lot of great stories now too. Like, so you have Shamrock Rovers run, you have Damien Duff with Shelbourne, you have Stephen Kenny back with Pats.
Yeah,
you have us coming back up into the Premier Division. Like, so from a media point of view, there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about, and do you know what? Even before, if there was a lot to talk about, there may not have been a lot of people who wanted to listen to it. Yeah. Whereas now, from the growth of social media, LOI TV attendances, there's a big audience that want to read, want to hear, want to watch.
And that's why, like, given content, like, I mean, look, we really appreciate so many people listening to this.
Yeah,
like,
we saw our Spotify Wrapped. Like, we
we didn't that came out since the last time we were on.
And again, that's only Spotify. Like,
and there was huge numbers in loads of different countries, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of different countries. We're kind of like, how? And there's a couple of thousand people. We were in their top 10s, top 5s, all this stuff. So, if for you people who are listening, thank you for that, because we were very pleasantly surprised. Obviously, we see the analytics on an episode per episode basis.
To be in their top 10 is great, because it means that they're, I think something that I read recently, something like 5 million different podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
So to be in someone's top 10.
We were in my top 5, which is kind of worrying, because I don't know why I'm in it. I don't know why I listen back to it.
I'm guilty of that now, to be fair as well. I think it was second in mine. Like,
I'll say I listen back to the interviews. I don't listen back to myself. I listen back to
make sure
the feature interviews.
I know what I'm talking about for the next one, in case, it's always good as well if you think about it. You're listening back and say, oh, what did they say, so that we can talk about it to someone else.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if it's a link between guests, teammates or whatever, yeah.
Especially teammates, or they played with each other in the past.
Exactly.
Because one would have a story and you can get the other person to elaborate a bit more on that story. So
or tell the truth about it and give their side on it.
We didn't have that many conflicting stories yet.
We didn't have much, actually. We had to correct or take out this year, which is, again, a pleasant surprise. But, again, thanks to everyone for ratings and stuff like that. Like, it's really impressive for us.
When did we start? February? And we got 35 episodes in. But, like, each episode is over an hour long, nearly.
We had some episodes close to 2 hours. Yeah. Probably over. I think we had 1 or 2 over 2 hours. So, longer ones.
If you wanted to catch up on anything. And some of them, like, the way we've structured it, a lot of the episodes, they won't, like, if you skip past us waffling at the start,
or if you skip
the interview hasn't gone stale. Like,
you could skip past a couple of episodes, go back a few weeks, and it's still irrelevant.
Some players, like, their backstory will always be their backstory. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. So if you want to go back and listen to them, then there's been brilliant ones.
Or you've got players telling stories from the 80s or 90s that are just still relevant is the wrong word, but they're still new stories. If you haven't heard them before, they're still applicable. Like, it's and again, as you were saying, that's the purpose of this. We want people to be able to go back and listen to who they want to listen to.
And some of those older ones, I think I might have said it to you a few weeks ago as well, like, but some of those older ones, people will be getting maybe grandparents or parents or whatever, or someone like an uncle or something like that, a gift of, let's say, an old Echo Dot or something, or a Google Home, or they might be giving them headphones or something to go with their phone. Tell them about podcasts, because a lot of them go to matches and they think that some of them think that you have to pay for podcasts.
Yeah.
Tell them this is free.
Yeah.
And actually show them how to download it.
Show them how it works.
Show them how it works, and show them the episodes with some of the older
players they like or whatever. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they'll probably appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, like, don't take for granted that people know how to operate stuff. They don't all, or because I know,
as you said, a lot of people that think that this is something you have to pay to listen to, like the event.
Yeah, like I met a supporter now in his 70s, and he thought you had to pay for the podcast.
Really? Okay.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
I met him on the way over to Turner's Cross. I was chatting to him, and he said, I thought you had to pay for that. So there might be just a little educational piece around our older
that it's not,
supporters that it's not.
it's a free add-on to Cork City content if you wanted to listen to it. Yeah.
No, they'd be probably baffled by when we talk about like we're in the E-League.
Yeah, the ELOI, yeah.
We'll talk about that in the new season.
Yeah. That's actually coming up in January, so we will be talking about that soon. Yeah.
So they'll be like, what's that?
Yeah, who's this welly fella?
So that'll be a different story, but they'll understand all the other things. But I know it's like every little bit helps. If you can share content with people, coming up to the new season now as well, like, or maybe you have somebody in your family that likes football, watching the Premier League. Maybe there's a young kid, you have a niece or nephew or something. Get him an old season ticket or something.
Get him a jersey.
Get him a jersey,
a scarf, a hat. Get them in.
Do you see that Paddy Power ad at the moment? It's actually a funny ad. A football jersey isn't just for Christmas. And
I haven't actually.
It's actually quite funny. So it's basically like, when you give a kid a jersey, like, you have it for life and you're supporting that club for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And all the
it's a big commitment
that it brings.
You're passing off stress and love of a team to a child or whatever. Yeah.
No.
But you know what? We're talking about this Galway game and how it'll be a big game, sold out atmosphere, all that sort of thing. Bring someone along to that game.
Yeah.
Like, that would be their first foray into the League of Ireland, into Cork City.
Like you said, your first game was the Derry game in 2005.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, what a game to bring someone.
I'm still here. I can't escape. I've tried. I can't escape.
So it's up to the people listening to bring people to their first game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Valentine's Day, if it's, I was going to say, if there's a couple, someone here wants to bring a boyfriend or a girlfriend to Turner's Cross, do it.
Why not? That's a great.
They might bring a friend.
Yeah.
Double dates at Turner's Cross, no problem.
So there'll be.
But get in a big screen and do, like, do you ever see like the kiss cams, like the baseball and the basketball do?
That'd be a good idea.
Check the budget. We'll do it on LOI TV only.
Get on to Dermot for a big screen. Remember, we used to have a big screen in the corner.
I remember it, yeah. I remember it well, yeah. I used to have to edit the ads and send them on to the guy to put them on. So, never say never.
VAR be next.
Oh, God.
We keep that out of the league. That's how you could promote no VAR in this league.
VAR kiss cam. Get it for one night only.
Old school refs, but like, I saw, like, we were joking, it starts the Christmas special, it just happens to be a Christmas we're back, but it's been a great year for us. Like, I've enjoyed it, like, 35 episodes in, but I've enjoyed listening to the stories that people have.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's something I've said as well to ye here, but I think I was saying in the Opera House as well, that, like, when we did the live podcast, that was great, but to me, I'm in the corner here while the interviews are going on. I'm almost like, I get the exclusive screening. I'm front row listening to the stories. It's and I love it. Like, a lot of the time they've been stories that I know, but I like hearing them again. I like getting a different perspective on it. But as you said, like, this whole thing has been thoroughly enjoyable for the year, and do it again next year.
And next year we might step it up a bit. We might do more things, and I know. We might do another show at some stage. We never know.
We're looking at it. Yeah, we're looking at
it. So
something soon.
Like, we were obviously invited to do the podcast festival last year, and that was lovely from the lads, like, to bring us in, because we were a relatively new podcast.
Yeah, we were only just kind of getting off the ground.
When they were announcing that, like, so like that was something different from us. But so we keep the show on the road, and we're in the big league, and we might get more attention from the big clubs might be listening.
Absolutely, yeah. And fans of other clubs might be clipping things and coming back to bite us. But actually, do you know what? Just one thing on the podcast. I know we always mention them, but it's very important to give them mention. The Crown Centre here.
They're brilliant.
We're out here coming and going when we want to, bring in players, bringing anyone out here to use their setup here.
And they're always so welcoming.
Yeah, there's always, you walk in the door and there's nearly a kettle in your face. Do you want a cup of tea? Like, they're brilliant out here. They are our charity partners. We were out here actually last week with Rory Keating and the trophy.
I saw the pictures.
That's a really good partnership. It was a new partnership the last year or two, and we're happy with it. They're happy with it, and obviously having the use of this place as well for the podcast is absolutely brilliant. And
maybe you're somebody that wants to do a podcast of your own, whatever you're into. You might come out here. They do rent out the space. They do rent it out, so give them a shout, because I know there's loads of different studios around the place, and these guys will probably be interested in having a chat with you.
100% they would,
if you want to come out here.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a great. You'll feel good because it's a community vibe. Even any of the players we brought, you know, when we brought Jake in that day, he got a tour. Jake O'Brien, he was,
Yeah,
you know, he was
he loved
impressed
it.
with the
Yeah,
place,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And they were delighted to have him here as well.
Yeah.
And that's good for the Crown Centre as well, where we can bring sometimes really big names out here as well that
Big
they
names.
get to see
Yeah.
and they get to kind of help out and get a bit of promotion for the place through them as well, which is good.
And Jake had a story that I never knew, and then I see it afterwards. But sure, look, these are the things I see Everton put up on World Diabetes Day. That would have been a nice story to hear.
Do you know what? I remember that when he was with us, but since he left, I'd completely forgotten about it.
Yeah. No, I was talking to somebody in Diabetes Ireland, and he's done stuff for them. In fairness to him as well, like, you know. But it's those little things you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
like, and we're getting a bit of that from the players. I mean, in fairness to Rory, he opened up to us on his one, you know, and there was a lot. I mean,
that was kind of the first time he did, really, as well.
In fairness to him,
and it was a
know,
really
so that was
powerful episode.
Probably it sticks out because of that. Like, and I know from the feedback. Sometimes you can judge an episode by the feedback you get when, you know, like, in terms of like, whoa, I didn't know that was going on. You know, like people will say that,
But you know what? Even I was talking to Rory afterwards. He enjoyed it, and he said for him it was almost like a much needed therapy session where he was able to talk about it and get things off his chest, which is like, not only does the listener enjoy it, the person telling the story actually likes to be able to share that as well
in a nice natural environment.
Yeah.
I suppose what we're not doing is we're not sticking a camera in someone's face.
No, it's just a chat.
There's an awful podcasts nowadays have changed from what they originally were, and they've turned into like
a show. Almost like a TV show. Like,
The primary goal is clicks, views.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily to listen. And I suppose what we're trying to do is tell stories. And if we can do that and fill in then on what's going on in the club at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. We're kind of like a news channel and a story channel at the same time.
I know myself, I don't get a chance to read everything that goes up online because there's so many things happening in a week.
Yeah.
So
come here, I'm posting them and I'm forgetting them.
You miss things. Like, so I think if we can fill in little gaps along the way, this is what's happening. That's, you know, these little things, it'll be good. And I think as usual we've managed to fill a lot of time there. I suppose we had a recap. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, we've had a busy few weeks, to be fair. And you know what? We've a busier couple of weeks coming up with the
a massive
run
couple
into
of
the
weeks
season.
coming up. So as it is Christmas, so it's I hope everyone has a great Christmas, and I hope they have some nice Christmas wishes for the club. No, like, you know, if you're making a wish there now.
I know, yeah. We all know what we want to wish for, and I hope Santa brings everyone Cork City season tickets and jerseys and merchandise.
Jerseys, get down to the shop. Will it be open till Christmas Eve?
We're open right up to Christmas Eve. And do you know what? When I love this every year, on Christmas Day, when I get all the notifications of people sending in their pictures of someone unwrapping a season ticket or a jersey. Take your pictures, tag the club. I'll be on my phone on Christmas Day sharing and retweeting everything.
He never stops.
I never stop. Social media never stops. But look, whatever you get, Cork City stuff, send it in. Tag us in your photos. Tag us in your whatever.
Where in the world as well? If there's people have sent them abroad or anything
that's
like that.
The big one, yeah. And we've been sending jerseys to every corner of the earth, like so. Get your tweets in. Send us pictures.
All the fans, anything. Throw them all.
Whatever it is.
Throw them all in, even if there's something up on the dog or something or whatever.
Yeah. If you've your tickets for your comedy nights or your Italian 90, let us know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, people might be into comedy, or people, as I said, into nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably somebody that was at Italian 90 because there was fellas took loans in the credit union and everything. They'd probably love that now. You know,
absolutely. But there was people at the comedy night that I know who have no interest in Cork City, but went because it was a comedy night and thoroughly enjoyed it. That's the purpose of this next one as well. So yeah, great stocking fillers for people if you're looking for presents.
It's great.
RebelArmyEvents.com.
Look, and we have loads of sponsors as well. Don't forget them if you want to kind of look for other little gifts along the way. We have tons of people that have supported us through the season. Just too many to mention, but go onto the website, you see a list of them.
There's all the logos, everyone that's there, everyone that's associated with the club, Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll be getting plenty of boxes from Zeus anyway. The delivery drivers are busy at the moment. So there'll be no shortage of them. But the other stuff, all the other lads, look after them as well.
Absolutely.
And we probably won't be back until the new year. But I
think Crown Centre is actually closing up.
Yeah, so we'll be back in the new year. And by then, you never know, we might have another signing or two. We might know about friendlies. And we'll have, I suppose, more information about what's it.
And do you know what? More than anything, we'll be on the home stretch. Football will nearly be back.
the final countdown then at that
Yeah,
stage. We've only got 5
absolutely.
or 6 weeks away from it. And so have a great Christmas, guys, and thanks again for listening.
I would say we'll see you next week, but we'll see you in the new year.
We'll see you in 2025.